Sometimes history gives us events so strange and mysterious that they're almost impossible to believe. In this video, you're about to discover 5 real historical cases that shock the world. And trust me, each one will leave you stunned. Number 1. On March 26, 1991, South Korea was holding local elections and schools were closed for the day. Because of the holiday, 5 schoolboys from Daegu decided to go out together. The boys were between 9 and 13 years old. That morning, they told their families they would return by evening and set off for Mount Waryeong, about 3 kilometers from the city. At the top of the mountain was a small pond, and the boys planned to catch frogs there, an ordinary childhood outing. But when evening came, the boys never returned. As night fell, their families panicked and contacted the police. A massive search operation began immediately. Despite searching through the night, police found no trace of the children. 5 boys disappearing together shocked the entire country. The South Korean government formed special search teams. Mount Waryeong was searched nearly 500 times, but still, nothing was found. Over time, leads dried up. The case slowly faded from the headlines and became one of the nation's greatest mysteries. On September 26, 2002, exactly 11 years later, 2 men hiking on Mount Waryeong noticed something disturbing after heavy rain caused soil erosion. They saw human skulls emerging from the ground. Police were called, and during excavation, investigators uncovered the skeletal remains of 5 children. Forensic analysis confirmed the remains belonged to the same 5 boys missing since 1991. 2 children had been shot in the head. 3 others showed severe blunt force trauma. The conclusion was clear. The boys had been murdered, and their bodies had been secretly buried on the mountain. Police reopened the investigation, but no suspects could be identified. No conclusive evidence was found. Under South Korean law at the time, if a murderer was not caught within 15 years, the statute of limitations expired. As a result, the case was officially closed. Today, the case is remembered as the Frog Boys case, one of South Korea's most chilling, tragic, and unresolved murder mysteries. A reminder that some questions never receive answers. Number 2. On August 25, 2010, a plane crash in the Democratic Republic of Congo shocked the world, not because of weather or mechanical failure, but because of something no one expected: a live crocodile. This was a small domestic flight traveling from Kinshasa to Bandundu. On board were 18 passengers, 3 crew members, a total of 21 people. Investigators later discovered that one passenger had secretly smuggled a small live crocodile inside a travel bag. Transporting such an animal was illegal, but because it was a local flight, security checks were minimal. During the flight, the unthinkable happened. The crocodile escaped from the bag. An air hostess spotted the crocodile first. She screamed in terror and ran toward the cockpit as passengers saw the animal. Panic spread instantly. People rushed toward one side of the aircraft. This sudden movement caused a severe weight imbalance. The pilot tried to regain control, but it was too late. The aircraft crashed into a house in a residential area. The house was empty, so no one on the ground was hurt. 20 of the 21 people on board were killed. 1 passenger survived but was critically injured. Astonishingly, the crocodile survived the crash. Later, local residents captured the animal and released it into a nearby pond. The crash was investigated, but the black box was never recovered. No clear mechanical failure was found. The final conclusion pointed to chaos inside the cabin, sudden weight shift, and loss of aircraft balance as the primary causes of the crash. This incident is a chilling reminder that aviation safety rules exist for a reason. One reckless act can cost dozens of lives, and wild animals have no place in passenger aircraft. Number 3. This story dates back to 1904 to 1906 and comes from Key West, Florida, in the United States. At the center of the story was a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto, known to everyone as Eugene Otto. His father, Thomas Otto, was a wealthy businessman. In 1904, Eugene's grandfather brought him a large doll from Germany. The doll was about 3 feet tall. It looked like a human figure wearing clothes. Eugene became deeply attached to it and named the doll after himself, Robert. Over time, stories began circulating about a housemaid who worked in the Otto household. Some people later claimed that she was angry with Eugene's mother and that she knew witchcraft or dark rituals. However, this was never proven and is considered folklore, not fact. Soon, unsettling things were reported inside the house. Eugene was often seen talking to the doll. Some claimed they heard a different voice responding. Furniture and objects were found, moved, or knocked over at night. When his parents questioned him, Eugene would say, "It wasn't me. Robert did it." Out of fear, the doll was locked inside a separate room. The strange incidents slowly stopped. Eugene grew up, studied art. Eugene eventually got married, but after his parents passed away, he brought Robert the doll back into the house. This deeply disturbed his wife, who claimed she heard strange noises. Objects seemed to move on their own. Not long after Eugene's wife passed away, in his later years, Eugene's behavior became increasingly unusual. He spoke to the doll as if it were human. He was seen sitting outside with the doll in his arms. Eventually, he was admitted to a mental health facility. After Eugene Otto's death, Robert the doll was placed in the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West. Even today, some visitors believe it brings bad luck if photographed without permission. But these are beliefs and legends, not scientific facts. In reality, this story may be a mix of childhood imagination, fear, and later mental health struggles. Still, Robert the doll remains one of the most famous and mysterious dolls in American history. Number 4. In 2006, a tragic incident involving the Kim family shocked the entire United States and became one of the most heartbreaking survival stories in American history. The family included James Kim, a tech engineer, his wife, Kande Kim, and their 2 young daughters. In November 2006, the Kim family had traveled to Oregon for a vacation. On the night of November 24th, around 9 p.m., they were driving back to California. The conditions were extremely dangerous. Heavy snowfall, freezing temperatures, complete darkness. James realized he may have missed a major turn and decided to follow a shortcut using GPS and maps. What he didn't know was that this road was remote and mountainous, was rarely used in winter, had warning signs stating it was unsafe and closed. After driving further, the road completely disappeared under snow. There was no cell phone signal. The car became stuck with no way forward or back. James understood the family was in serious danger. To keep his daughters calm, he played games with them, tried to keep their spirits up, but as hours turned into days, fuel was almost gone. The cold became unbearable after being stranded for 3 days. James believed a small settlement might be 4 to 5 miles away. He told his wife, "You stay here with the kids, I'll go get help." With deep snow, freezing winds, and very little warm clothing, James walked out into the wilderness and never returned. When James failed to respond for days, friends alerted the authorities. A massive search operation began. Using helicopters, Kande Kim and both daughters were rescued alive. But 4 days later, James Kim's body was found in the snow. He had died from hypothermia. Investigators later confirmed. James had given his warm clothing to his family. He sacrificed his own safety to protect them. This tragedy broke hearts across the country because a father gave his life so his wife and children could survive. To this day, the Kim family tragedy is remembered as one of the most emotional and painful survival stories in U.S. history. Number 5. The child's name was Garnetts Pierre. He was born on December 3, 2008, in Decatur, Alabama, USA. His mother's name was Lacey Pierre. This is a story so disturbing that it leaves anyone shaken. Shortly after Garnetts was born, he began falling sick again and again. When his mother took him to the hospital, doctors discovered something alarming. The sodium salt level in his body was dangerously high. Doctors changed his formula, tried multiple treatments, but despite all efforts, Garnetts' condition kept getting worse. For nearly 6 years, Garnetts was repeatedly hospitalized. Doctors could not explain why his sodium levels kept rising. No clear medical condition explained his symptoms. In 2014, Garnetts Pierre passed away. After his death, doctors realized this was not a normal medical case and requested further investigation. After Garnett's death, CCTV footage from the home was reviewed. What investigators saw was horrifying. The footage clearly showed that his own mother, was deliberately adding salt to his food and milk. When police searched the house, they found salt stored in multiple places. Garnett's milk tested with extremely high salt levels. Lacey Pierre was immediately arrested. During interrogation, a disturbing motive came to light. Lacey's boyfriend had died in an accident. During pregnancy, she shared her tragic story online. People felt sympathy and began sending donations over time. Greed took over. She intentionally made her son appear sick to gain attention, sympathy, and money. The court sentenced Lacey Pierre to 20 years in prison with no possibility of bail. This case proves a terrifying truth. Not every mother is driven by love. Greed can turn a human into a monster. And the greatest price is often paid by the most innocent. So what do you think about these unbelievable events? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.